Good morning and welcome everybody to our INP 1501 C++ Zoom session. I can see I've got a couple of people out here. Yolanda, we had a chat before we could start the recording. How are you, Yolanda? Hi, Yolanda. Are you still with us?
I'm very well, sir. And how are you?
Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
Yes, I'm still here, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How's the weather on your side, Yolanda?
The weather in Cape Town is a bit sunny, although it's chilly.
Yeah.
Sunny and chilly at the same time.
Great. Durban has lovely, warm, beautiful weather. I can be in my shorts right now, but I'm not. All right. Okay. So thank you, Yolanda. I have a little intro in the beginning just to let other people know that our course is on Zoom. It's throughout the country. I have Yolanda in Cape Town. Henrik, where are you calling me from? Just just give us a little update on how's the weather out there with you, Henrik.
Okay. I live in Kleinsia. Do you know where that is?
No. Where's that, Henrik?
Okay. Do you know where Springbok is?
Springbok. No, I know Springboks are the rugby team. I know you can make venison from Springbok. Okay.
No, the Springbok. Or do you know where it is?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with which province you in, Henrik?
You know where Cape Town is?
Cape Town. Okay, Cape Town. Two people from Cape Town, right? Let's leave it at that. Okay, Henrik. Great.
Okay.
So I'm in Durban, Cape Town. Anybody else from another province? Gautengalings? Any of you out here? No. Or you shy? You don't want to be recorded? All right. Let's start. Let's continue. No problem, Henrik. No problem. Let's continue, right? So last week we spoke about one-dimensional arrays. And this week, I'm going to basically continue with that, right? We're going to continue with one-dimensional arrays, and I'm going to take you through two-dimensional arrays as well, right? And let's go to share again, and I'm sharing my screen. Henrik, just tell me if you are able to see, it says one-dimensional arrays on the screen. Henrik, you should be able to see that. The purpose of this lesson. Yolanda, can you see that, Yolanda?
I can see your screen, sir.
Great. So whenever you teach, whenever as a teacher, we talk of a lesson, we talk of the objectives of a lesson. So when they talk about purpose of this lesson, they mean what is it that you as a student need to understand when I complete this lesson? So now it's 20:12. In about 30 minutes time, you should be able to identify and answer the objective of this lesson. So right now I'm talking about an array, and more specifically a one-dimensional array. And I also want to start with a two-dimensional array. And I also revise what I did with you last week. So that's how a teacher should have his lesson. If he has a lesson for 30 minutes, 5 minutes he should be spending on revising what he did, another 20 minutes on something new, and 5 minutes on recapping. And that's how your study should be as well. If, Yolanda, you are finding difficulty with one-dimensional arrays, you are unable to grasp the concept of a one-dimensional array, have a look at the program that has one-dimensional array and find out what is it in that program that you find difficult. So for instance, if I'm looking at one-dimensional array, and this is what I did last week, and I'm going to share my screen from last week as well. So last week I did code blocks. Yolanda, you should be able to see last week's program coming up. It says void print array. I've got another array. I'm calling it a little function increased by 1. And here's my definition of the array. So I'm defining my array and I'm calling it Bucky. And I'm specifying very clearly in there that Bucky is an array and it has 3 elements. So if you have difficulty in understanding this concept of int, you got to go and read up on what is defined as to be an integer, right? And now if I'm telling you about Bucky, that's the name of the array. If I wanted to, I could have called it Yolanda. Right? So let's go, because Yolanda was here. Yolanda, would you like that, Yolanda? I'm calling it by your name. Yolanda?
It's fine, sir.
Yolanda, how's that?
It's
Right.
perfect, sir.
So Yolanda is a data structure. That's what you are now, right now, Yolanda. And I'm revising what I spoke about last week. Yolanda is a data structure, and Yolanda is defined to be having elements. Every single element over there must be integer. Yolanda, do you see this, Yolanda? INT, int, right?
Yes, I see it, sir.
So it says that Yolanda has 3 elements, 20, 54, 675. And if I want to access any element of Yolanda, I will access it by means of the subscript. So Yolanda, 20 is in position 0, 54 is in position 1, 675 is in position 2. If I count 0, 1, 2, I get 3 elements. Now, in computers, we like to count from 0, right? And I find that to be there's a rationalized reason for it. We can identify with saying, if there's nobody in the classroom, there's 0 people. If there's 5 people in the classroom, we say there's 5. But the way the loop runs, it also starts from position 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's another reason why we computer scientists and computer programmers, we tend to talk from 0. All right? So I've named it Yolanda. Now Henrik is here, or Simon is here. So Simon came on today. And I'm going to, instead of calling Jessica, I'm going to call it Simon. Simon, I know your mic is a problem, but Simon, you are now a data structure. Simon, give me a thumbs up there, Simon. Let me see you. Let me see Simon. Simon, give me a thumbs up, Simon. Let me just stop the share. Simon, do you like that, Simon? You are now a data structure, right? You are an array. You are defined to be a one-dimensional array, Simon. The reason you're a one-dimensional array is there's only a row of elements, right, Simon? Same with you, Yolanda. If I look at my screen and I look at I've defined Yolanda and I've defined Simon to be one-dimensional arrays. Now, if I had to take a row and a column and I access it by means of a nested loop, then it gives you an indication that Yolanda and Simon are no longer one-dimensional arrays. They are now two-dimensional arrays. When I say two-dimensional, I mean a row and a column. But for now, we're just going to work and revise what we did last week's. So if I look at line number 18, again, it's like my story sum. I'm going to say, once upon a time, I've defined 2 arrays. Both of them are one-dimensional arrays. I know that they are one-dimensional because there's only 1 row. And I've changed Bucky. I no longer have Bucky. Bucky is called, was it Yolanda or was it Simon? I think it's Yolanda. Can I show you an easy way of doing it? You go to search, you say find and replace. Find and replace. There we go, replace, right? So let's go and look for Bucky, B-U-C-K-Y, and I'm going to replace it with Yolanda, Y-O-L-A-N-D-A, because Yolanda has joined us today, right? So let's start from the beginning of the file. Let's go and look for replace. Oh, there's Bucky. Let's replace all of them. Yay! Yolanda, don't you think that is a fast time-saving thing, Yolanda?
It's a good strategy to have, I see. Very fast.
I'll save you some time. Right? So let's go and run the program. Let's go and run the program now to see whether it's working. Let's compile it first, build it. I'm building the program. And I build the program, build. And let's see now. Build program. Oopsie, I need to see. Let's go to view, go to manager, go to view, go to logs. There we go. Are there any errors there? No errors. Yay! I'm happy with that. How do I get rid of this little control? Hide the name, hide the video panel. Oopsie. Let's go to hide names. Hide floating point, right, it's gone. Okay, so there we go, there we go. So now I see, let's run the program, build and run. There we go. How's that? Yolanda, are you able to see my output as well, Yolanda?
Yes, the output is visible, sir.
Great, great. So there we go. So, hey, Yolanda, there's your name as well. Each element of Yolanda's array is increased by 1. So I'm very happy. So this is again my one-dimensional array, and I happen to display it one below the other. In a two-dimensional array, you're going to see it in rows and columns, right? So Yolanda, I'm just gonna go and change this a little bit. I'm gonna take out this inline over there, and I want to see it so that it appears in a row, right? So let me take that inline out there. And where else did it have? Right, let's see if that helps. Oopsie, I don't need that anymore. See out. Right, I don't need that. Right, so let's just build and run it. So there we go, Yolanda. Ooh, it doesn't look too nice. It doesn't look too nice. Let's go and change that. Let's put a little space in between there. Let's put some space. And let's see if that makes it look a bit prettier. Right, 20, 54, 67. So this is what we kind of used to in terms of a one-dimensional array, Yolanda. Right? Yolanda, you check it out, Yolanda?
Yes, it's right, sir.
Right. So it's a row of elements. Now, the difference with a two-dimensional array is I have to define both a row and a column. And I've got to specify how many elements I'm going to have in the column and how many elements in the row as well. All right. I've got to define it. And I'm going to take that from your textbook, right? So let's go from your study guide. So let's go and look what they're talking about two-dimensional arrays. Because in your assignment, I think you need to know about two-dimensional arrays as well. What do you think, Yolanda? Assignment question.
Yes, we do need to know about it, sir.
Yes, yes, you do. Yes, you do, right? So there we go. There's arrays as parameters. Oh, this is a note I want to talk to you about. It's an important point in the lesson. And let me just go and hide. All right. So if I look at the important points, there we go. To prevent it from all array parameters are passed by reference. Ooh, remember last week I told you I'm going to talk to you about this? I found it here. Henrik, remember last week I told you about passing arrays as parameters? And I told you very specifically about this reference. Right, there it is. It's on page of your study guide. It's on page 305. All array parameters are passed by reference, right? So last week I didn't have to put down a void. I didn't have to put down an ampersand in front of that, right? To tell you that the array is passed as a reference. Okay, so let's go back to our study guide, and I'm looking at now what's the difference with a one-dimensional versus a two-dimensional. So let's go and read. I know you read all of this because last week I told you, Henrik, that I'm going to start with two-dimensional arrays. I hope you have, right? All right, never mind. I'm not going to put you on the spot and record this whether you did or not. So let's talk. What is a two-dimensional array? Data is often stored in table form. You read all of that. It needs to have a row and a column, right? Go on, read. There we go. There's an example. So car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4. There's your rows. There's your columns. And this talks to you about your speed that each car travels at. And what happened with each car and the noise level with each one. So they said each car's noise level has been measured at 6 different speeds. By the way, I sat in an electric car. It is absolutely quiet, zero emissions you can hear, right? So this is one example of a table. And we can also have a table. Let's see if they have another table. Here's another table. Let's look at the example that they have. Reading, going down. And let's look at the activities. So there's an activity out here they talk about a two-dimensional array with the same number of rows. It's called a matrix. If you, any of you doing mathematics, you see that there. And read. Let's go on. So let's go and look at some of the exercises that they talk about. There we go. There's the exercise. Write a program that stores rainfall measurements for each month of the year in a two-dimensional array. The program must use this data to calculate and display the following: the average annual rainfall, the monthly annual rainfall. So if I looked at 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, what was the rainfall during that time, right? Okay, so in order to understand this question, let's go and take program, and I'm going to copy this quickly. So here we go. There's the program. Okay, you would have read all of this. Let's go and let's copy each one, right? So let's copy that, include the noise levels of the cards, right? So copy. Let's open up code blocks. Let's open up a new project. And this time I'm going to call it a C++ program, 2D, and in honor of Yolanda, Yolanda, right? Yolanda, 2D Yolanda. Yolanda, do you like that, Yolanda?
It's
Yolanda.
all good there.
Yeah, right. In honor of you, right? So keep your mic on, Yolanda, unless you have background noise. So because I have this table of the number of cars and the speeds that it's travel at, the speed that they travel at, I've got to have two variables to store the dimensions of the array. So that's what I did there, right? I copied that across. Let's go and continue. So I'm going to go down to the main program, because that's where we really start reading our program, right? So let's look at where's the main program. There's the main program. There's the main man, right? And I'll also bring about concepts of modular design and modular programming, right? So Control V. So there's my main program, right? Now we write programs. I'm just going to comment those statements out. So this is how we kind of write programs. We write it in terms of modular design. Okay, Yolanda? So get data, show data are modules. You can think of it like that. They are modules, or they mini programs. They teeny mini programs that we can assign to, let's say, Henrik. If Henrik knows how to do get data, we're going to say, Henrik, you need to do the function called get data. Okay, Henrik? Then I'm going to say, Simon, you're going to do the program or the mini program or the mini function called show data. And I'm going to say, Yolanda, you're going to take what Henrik does and what Simon does, and you're going to put them together. Let's see if I can get another participant out here. Is there Dora? Hello, Dora. Are you here, Dora? Do you have a good connection? Would you like to greet us? Unmute. Nene, Rapetsi LP. Okay, you're shy. You don't want to talk, right? So, doesn't matter. Here we go. Yes, hello, is that Nene?
No, it's Rapetsi LP Lupa.
Let me get that correctly. How do you pronounce that? Rapetsi.
No, that's the same name. My name is Lupa.
Lupa. Oh, okay. So I noticed that whenever I do online lessons as well, people put different names. Some of them have iPhone, Samsung, Android, and all that. Okay, so Lupa, you are a programmer, and you specializing in doing calculate average, right? So you are the module or the function only can do calc average, right? Whereas Henrik only does show data, whereas Yolanda can do get data, or Yolanda may be putting all of them together. This is how we talk about programs. Programs are modular in their design, and this is partly the reason the way it's set up this course, such that it leads you on to or working with procedures and functions and classes. And if you go on to course 15, 12, or higher levels of programming, you'll see that's how they tend to work with the design of a program. And this also makes sense, you know, in terms of the way we deal with work. If you had to have a big project, you'll break it down into smaller chunks so that each one can work with it. All right. So let's go and let's compile this program. If I compile the program, I see, hey, I got no errors. Wow. Am I happy with that? Yolanda, are you happy with that?
Yes, I am. That's good.
Yay! But guess what? This program does nothing, right? This program, all we're doing is in line number 9, we've declared a 2-dimensional array. So this is where we have rows and columns. So the number of cars is rows, and the number of speed that we're going to take into account is the columns. So if I look at my little diagram on the top, so here's my diagram on the top that you must keep in mind. So if you keep in mind the diagram on the top, I'm sharing my, I'm switching over to stop the share, share my screen, new share. So if I look at the way it's written, this is what I'm trying to represent. So Yolanda, can you see it says car 1, car 2, there's 5 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So that's what I spoke about out here. Right, so let me get that. And now I'm sharing, new share, I'm sharing, right. Okay, so can you see it? It says at the top there, it says number of cars is 5, number of the kilometers per hour, the maximum speed it went is 6. Let's do the first function, get data. So I went and asked Henrik to do it. Henrik did the program, and I'm going to take this program and put it into my, with the program that Yolanda is going to work on, right? So Henrik has done the program called get data. By the way, this also ties in with what I spoke about a couple of weeks ago. Input, processing, and output. That's what programming is all about. Input, processing, and output. So Henrik is responsible for the input of the data, right? And there's it out here. So Henrik wrote the program, and I'm going to a little function called get data. So Henrik knows how to do it. Thank you, Henrik, for helping us to do that. And Henrik did that, and I'm going to paste it out there, right? So Henrik is get data. Now, let's see what happens in the get data function. This is straight from your study guide. And if you, well, obviously you should have done this program beforehand. And let's see what Henrik is talking about in this one. Right? You'd have looked at it. So in this, there's my get data. So now calling up get data, Henrik has done this modular programming. And thanks to Henrik. So I'm just going to put a comment out there. And I'm going to say, Henrik was responsible for the modular design, M-O-D-U-L, modular design of this one, right? Of this program, right? So Henrik was there. Henrik, I know you're having issues with sound, but I'm taking you in, I'm bringing you here. And was it Lupa? Is it Lupa? Lupa is show data, but we're going to come back to that. So we are passing across the parameter noise data. Now, noise data is an array. It's a 2-dimensional array. We're passing across basically, let's see how many bits of data. If I look at my, I'm passing across 6 times 5. 6, 5 are 30 bits of data. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I shouldn't be using the word bits. I'm talking 30 elements of data, right? So let's see the 30 elements of data that I'm passing across. Where's my table? Where's my table? Where's my table? Why can't I see the speed, the columns? There's it, right? There's it, yeah. I'm passing across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 by 5 is 30 elements of data at one go. Yolanda, what do you think about that, Yolanda? Yolanda. Ah, man, I lost
Yes, sir.
Yolanda. What do you think about that? In line number 25, I'm going to get 25 elements of data.
That's impressive, sir.
That's great, right? So again,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
bringing about the advantage, Yolanda, of using an array. What do you think about that, Yolanda?
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome, right? It's awesome. Now, line number 7 talks about the name of the function called getArray. Last week we did this. I spoke about a parameter, and it's called noise data. Noise data is the name of the array, and we are declaring, if you look carefully, in the main program it's called noise data, but in line number 7 it's noise data P. Now you got to look carefully, Yolanda. Check that, right? The P says it's a parameter, right? I think that's what Ma'am was talking about. But they're passing across, well, for one, it's empty there, and then they got number of speed, which is 6, right? If I look carefully out here, yeah, right? So we can do that. Now, let me give you another hint about the way a 2-dimensional array works. A 2-dimensional array needs a nested loop. So if I look at line number 10 and line number 13, those are that. When I say a nested loop, I mean a loop within another loop. So line number 13 is inside line number, the loop I. We could have used row and column. I like to do that with my students as well, so it becomes more meaningful instead of I and J. But, well, this is their work, and let's take it as is. And inside there, it calls up noise data, and it's requesting it. So let's go and compile this program. Let's see if there's no errors in here. Yay, no errors. Let's run the program, and let's see what it gives me. It says, enter 6 noise levels for car number 1 at 20 kilometers per hour. So I'm going to get the data from here. Let's see if I can keep 2 screens open. And Yolanda, tell me if you are able to see both my screens, Yolanda. Yolanda?
They are visible, sir.
Right, great. Can you see at the bottom it says 90, 94, 100, 111, 120, 134. So it says enter
Yes, sir.
6 noise levels for car number 1. So 90, where's my number lock? 90, 90, let's click there first. 90. Then it wants another one, and it says, I'm not sure if it's a space or it will take enter. 90, 94, 102, 111, 122, 134. Enter at 40 kilometers per hour, at 60 kilometers per, oh gosh, okay. It should have taken, enter 6 noise levels for car number 2. For car number 2, 77, at 40 kilometers per hour, I should have, let me redo this, right? Let me just redo this because it's looking a bit weird here, the first one. At car number 2, it's 77, 80, 86, 91, 103, 113, right? Enter 6 noise levels for car number 3. Car number 3 is 83, 85, 94, 100, 111, 121. Yolanda, do you get the picture, Yolanda? Enter 6 noise levels for car number 4. 71, 76. Yolanda?
Yes, I get it. I get it, sir.
96, 110, 125, right? Enter 6 noise levels for car number 5. 84, 91, 98, 105, 112, 119. So now we've done the first part of it, right? And it's just going to stop here, right? It says it just entered in the marks or the not marks, the noise levels for each car. Yolanda, are you happy with that, Yolanda?
Yes, I am, sir.
I'm happy with that as well, right? So it worked. Now, if you understand how to enter into the array, you can also basically display elements from that, right? Basically output data. So I'm going to do show data next, right? I'm going to do show data. So who did I ask to do that? Simon, or was it Yolanda or Lupa? Okay, doesn't matter. Let's go and get it from the thing. So let's now go and do show data, right? Show data. Show data is also a function, and a function that's right. There we go. There's show data there. So I'm going to copy all of that. Yolanda, I'm still sharing my screen. Are you able to see it, Yolanda?
Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, it's visible, and I'm copying the function called show data, Control V. So there's show data, right? I'm taking it from the study guide. I'm going to do show data. Let's leave out the calc. Right, there we go. So I'm going to take out this one, and this one was done by Simon. So Simon, thank you for that, Simon. So we are doing modular programming. Simon was responsible for coding show data, right? Simon, give us a thumbs up. Thank you, Simon, for doing that. So this is modular design. So 4 of us are working on this program: Henrik, Simon, Yolanda, and me. And each one of us did it, and now we're putting it all together. So, like I said, it also encompasses what I spoke a couple of weeks ago, about input, processing, and output. So here's my 2-dimensional array. I know it works. It enters data in. Now I'm going to display the data. So Yolanda, I'm going to run it. Now I'm going to run it, right? Let's run this program. Build and run. Oops, void show data. What's the error here? Invalid type for array subscripts. Show data. Show data, show data, show data, num subscript. Let's look at the program. Show data, constant noise. Show data. I copied it straight from the study guide. It worked before. Get data, show data. Number of speeds. Let's look at the program. Show data, show data, show data. Let's count the number of open and closed brackets. Void 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Void 1 deal, constant in speed, constants for display headings. Compile it. Ooh, expected identifier before int. Maybe it doesn't like the word constant in front there, right? Maybe, because I'm just trying to make it look just like the way get data works. And void show data. Class, forgive me. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna give you another trick, right? I've deleted that. So Simon, I know you worked hard on that module, but I'm gonna take what Henrik has done and I'm gonna change it around, right? So Henrik did this work, and I know Henrik, you worked hard and you worked it right. So Henrik, I'm gonna say, let's just compile that again to see if it works. It's missing show data, right? So show data was not declared, right? So Henrik, I'm taking Henrik's function, and I'm going to use that to make a show data, right? So Control C, Control V, and instead of get data, I'm going to call it show data, SHOW, show data. Yes. Instead of it having a C in statement, I'm going to put down a C out statement. COUT. And I'm going to change that so it should display that out, right? This is a trick I learned over the years, right? You learn one program nicely and then you just zap it and you change it around, right? Let's run this. Let's compile this thing now. Hey, check it out. Right, so Simon, I know you worked very hard on that show data, but we're just going to see if you can put this out, right? Now, we don't need this enter story because we're just going to display this. Right? I'm just going to take that out. And I'm just going to take this one out, right? I'm just going to display that there, right? We need to put an end line somewhere out here so that it comes up in 2 lines. I'm just going to give you another one out here. C out, END out. Okay, so let's run this program. So I've asked for some help here, and let's what's the data that I'm going to enter in? Yolanda, you still with me, Yolanda?
I'm still here, sir.
Right, Yolanda, can you see 2 screens I've got? I've split my screen in half, basically. Enter 6 noise levels for car number 1, and I've got my study guide opened on the right-hand side. So you can do that as well when you are working in programming, right? So,
Okay,
enter
sir.
6 noise levels for car number 1, it's 90. 90, oopsie, let's click out here. Oopsie. I need to keep both screens open. All right, let's pull this to the side. Right. 90 and 94 and 102. I'm just going a little bit faster. 111, 122. Yolanda, you with me, Yolanda? So all I did was enter the first row. So this is
Following, sir.
right. So enter the second row. 77, 80, 86, 94, 103, 113. And to the next one, which is 83, 85, 83, 85. Just tell me, Yolanda, if I hit a miss, right? 94, 100, 111, 121. And to the next car number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 71, 76, 85, 96, 110, 125. And the last car, which is car number 5, 84, 91, 96, 100, 112, 119. Yay! Oh gosh, Yolanda, I forgot to put a space in between the Yolanda. All right. So it's giving me all, yeah, it's giving me all the speeds without a space in the middle there, right? So I'm sorry, I got to run it again, right? Let's do the program one more time. Let's go do the program one more time so that you see it appearing as a space. There's show data. So I don't need that line. Let's take that line out. I'm going to delete that line. So it looks, I don't need that line out. Control, Shift and End and delete. So you know where it says C out over here, Yolanda?
I see it, sir.
Right, I'm putting a little space there, right? Is that okay, Yolanda?
That looks right, sir.
Yeah, that
I
looks
think.
fine. Right, let's do it again. Let's run the program again. Right, so enter noise levels. Okay, Yolanda, we can do it exactly like, you know, the textbook, but sometimes I just put on my any values, right? Because time, we're running out of time here, right? So 100, 112, 125, 178. Ooh, nobody drives 178 kilometers per hour. Yolanda. Yolanda,
Yes, sir?
do you drive at 178 kilometers per hour?
No, sir, that's way above the speed limit.
Yeah, way above the speed limit, right? So I'm just making it up, right? So car number 2, it's 80, 50, 60. This is a very slow driver. This is. Yolanda?
Sounds like me, sir.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, the noise levels are slow too, right? Okay, so 50, 80, 78, 25, 14. All right. I just want you all to see how this program is basically looking, right? And I hit a mistake. I'm making it look really high. And find that. Oopsie. So this is the sound levels, right? Ooh, that's a very loud sound at 40 kilometers per hour. That was a mistake. Ha! Can you see that, Yolanda?
Yes, I can see that, sir. I just
Can you see
wonder,
the
sir,
booms?
what if you look at the row, the way it says enter 6 noise levels for car number 5,
Yeah.
like at 40 kilometers, you put the
Yes. Yes.
140,000. So
140,100. Yeah.
so now if you want to fix that, do you have to now like go and start over the with car
Yes.
number 1?
Yes. You have to start all over again, right? You have to start entering all over again because you must remember the way the array, the two-dimensional array works, you enter it in terms of a row and a column, right? So you do it each one like that, right? So what I'm going to show you now is a little trick of making it look nice and pretty. By making it pretty, I mean to tabulate the key, right? So there's a tab function. This is something else we need to worry about, or not worry, like you have to take into account. Can you see it's got C out? Yolanda, I'm sharing the display the data row by row and column. Can you see it says display the headings and it's got T with the what's it? I call it single quote T / single quote T. Check it out, Yolanda.
I can see it, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to put that into my program now, right? So I'm going to copy this one here. So just before it got C out, Control C, and that's going to help me with making it look a little bit prettier. Right? So C out. Let's just copy that. Control V. So that's where I should have it here, right? Right. Let's see how that looks. And right, so I'm taking you all through. Henrik, you're still with me. Very quiet, Henrik.
Yeah, yes, paying quite a lot of attention though.
Ah, okay, great. Henrik, so I'm making it. All right, let's build and run this program again. Ooh, CLT, what's the matter with that? \T. I copied it exactly as is. The tabulate key works. \T. Anybody did use the tab key before? And \T. Let's see if I put it there. Compile it. Expected Let me just go to my notes, my study guide. This is called tabulate. Control V, tab. \T, it's the escape key. Let's go and look for a program that uses the \T. Let's come to the beginning of the text, beginning control home. There's the tab. \T represents a tab. It will cause the cursor to jump to the next tab column if it is inserted. Control F. Let's look for tab again. Let's look for tab, tab, \T, \T, \T. I'm looking for a program with \T in it. \T. Why isn't it working? \T. Ah, there we go. \C out, T capital R. Oh, this is weird. C out. Oh, it's double quotation marks. Okay, this one says double quotation marks. / double quotation marks. Ah, there we go. It seems to be working now, right? Let's run this program again. Let's run the program again. I'm just going to put in 10 all the way, right? 10, 10, 10. Yolanda, you still with me?
Still following, sir.
Right. Hendrik, you still with me?
Yes, still here.
Right. And 40, 40, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Allah! What do you think about that, Henrik? What do you think about that, Yolanda?
I think this looks way better.
Looks way better, way better, way better, right? So I'm just rounding up my talk about a two-dimensional array. All we did now is we put data into the two-dimensional array and we extracted data from there. And I modified it slightly in terms of the way the textbook did it, right? Because there's a mistake. In fact, y'all can tell ma'am that, hey, you found a mistake in the textbook. It's not a single quote, it's a double quote, right? For the array. Right. So I'm gonna pause here. Next week, what we'll do is we will talk about computations inside the arrays. Like what we did last week, we went and incremented it by 1. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you get to grasp what's going on with this two-dimensional array. Okay, Yolanda? So you go and read up. Everything is explained out here in the notes. Control F to, let's go, arrays, ARRAYS. It's on page 305, I think. Arrays as parameters, no? Next one. It's on page 305, right? Is it here? Right, there we go. On page 3 on lesson 26. So what you should do is you should go over lesson 26 and take my program, the one I make sure that everything is working, and you try and figure out what's going on with putting data inside the two-dimensional array and showing data from the two-dimensional array. And that's what I did today. All right. Okay, I'm going to pause there because I don't want to start a computation or do some calculations with it. I'll confuse you. I hope not. But this is there's the program here. All right, let's do a screenshot of that. Snip. And new. And I'll post this. Oh, plus I'll take our photograph now. I'll copy that and I'll post that into our. Let me just. I'll make another folder quickly so that I can. Desktop. New folder, because I'll post this. Save this on the desktop in the new folder. Right. So that was the. And I also, what I'll do is I'll send this program so that you've seen this program with me. You've worked with the program. You've seen how I've done it, and we'll have Henrik's name and Simon's name out there, right? So quickly, very quickly, what I've done is I've declared my two-dimensional array, having the number of cars, 5 cars, and 5 speed limits, right? I've went and written a main program, and I've asked Henrik to be the one to do get data and Simon to do show data. But it so happened that the program that Simon was working was a little bit of a problem. We took Henrik's program and we modified it a little bit so that we could display all the elements of the data. And then we learned about this tabulate key so that we got it nice and pretty, right? We learned that in a two-dimensional array, we need a nested loop. There's my nested loop for I and J. That's rows and columns. If I wanted to, I could have made them rows and columns. Maybe next week we'll talk about that. And yeah. Okay, so I'm going to open the floor. Anybody with a question for me? Anyone with a question? Let's stop sharing now. I'll post this in our group. Dora, Simon, Yolanda, Rapetzi, Alpi, Ndo. Anyone with a question? All right, it may be a little fuzzy right now. It may be a little fuzzy, but it'll come to you. It'll come to you. Yolanda?
I don't have a question right now. It's been very insightful. I'll just have to practice a bit more, but it looks good so far, sir. Thank you.
You have to practice. You have to practice. Now, if you didn't do reading beforehand, if you weren't working on the assignment, you're going to find it a little bit difficult, right? But if you watch the video again and you see how I did it and you pretend to be like me, that'll help you. All right? Maybe you can put the video on your cell phone and you can put, hi, Mfundo. Thank you for putting your camera on, right? Okay, Mfundo, the light is in the background, so it's making you cast a shadow on your face. I can't see a smile. Oh, there's your smile, right? If you could turn your laptop around, you know, that's what helps as well, right? Yay, that's the way to do it. Whenever you're taking a photograph, make sure that the light is, what can I say, in front of you, you're not behind it, right? Yeah, right, Mfundo, great. All right, so Mfundo, do you have a question for me, Mfundo? Anything about two-dimensional arrays? You've seen the program.
I don't have a question yet. I just need to go and check if I understood what we did today, and then I'll come back to you with a question.
Okay. So today we did two-dimensional arrays. We spoke about defining the two-dimensional array. We input data into the two-dimensional array, and we display the data. And we use the / tab out there, right, Mfundo? Okay.
Yes.
Great. You'll need this because your assignment 3 talks a little bit about arrays, one-dimensional, two-dimensional as well. All right? Great. Yolanda, do you have a question? Mamoya.
I know, sir, I'm good, thank you.
You're good. Oh, yes. Dora, Rapetzi, LP.
I'm good, thanks.
You're good. Okay. Do you watch my YouTube videos? Do you go to YouTube and you watch my videos? Mfundo, do you watch my videos on YouTube? You do? Okay, great.
Yes,
Right.
yes, I do.
Thank you, Mfundo. Right, you must make sure you like my videos as well, right? I don't get so many likes like Beyonce and all of those people, right? It's all programming.
I can subscribe.
And oh, you subscribe. Great. Right? All right, so if you want to put your camera on, we'll take a photo quickly. Come on, put your camera on. I'll take a photograph. Put your camera on. Ah, man, only Mfondo's got his camera on. Yay! I got more people with the camera on. Yay! Mamoya, yay! Yolanda, put your camera on. Yolanda, you spoke so much. You helped me with my lesson for today.
It's a bad head day, sir.
Oh,
Don't want to
okay.
traumatize anyone.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Next week, make sure you sort your hair out, all right? Okay? Right, get ready, smile. Yay! Thank you, thank you. Right, I'm going to post this in our WhatsApp group, right? Okay, thank you, everybody.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
On your YouTube, I've been looking for your videos, but I couldn't find anything. I don't know if I'm searching all right.
No. That's right. When I say I hide my links, it's private basically. It's only the people that have access to my UNISA, because that's where I have my links out there, right? I don't make it public for everybody, okay? Because some people don't want their photos to be seen and all that goes with it. So if you want a link, you go to our classroom and you'll find it inside the Zoom lessons, right? So I'm going to share my screen again, and you'll find the links in here. Let me show you where you'll find it. Escape, you'll find the links. Right, so let me go and view the screen and escape and escape. I'll show you where you find the links. Let's share the screen. Right. So you go to the announcements page and you'll find it out there, right? So you go to announcements. Yolanda, I'm sharing my screen. You should be able to see INP 1501-24-Y-1E. And you go to, and you go to announcements and you'll find it out there, right? It's taking some time to log on. I don't like to make everything public or all my videos. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. If you go to announcements, after each Zoom lesson, I have the link for the day we did the work. And you must remember, the way I structure my lessons, I use the UNISA tutorial matter, and I expect you to go through that matter, the resources and that material as well. It's not something brand new. I'm strictly abiding by what UNISA is teaching you, right? So I'm just gonna refresh the screen. That may take some time, but it's under each announcement, right? It's under each announcement that you'll have the video, the recording. Okay, does that help you with your question where you'll find it? Or just send me a WhatsApp or an email and you ask me for the video link and I'll share it with you, all right? I'll show you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, but today's video, I posted it in the WhatsApp group. I'm not sure if you see that in the group, and you need to save those links so that you have access to it. And very often you'll need it just before the exam. All right? Okay, I'm not sure why it's taking so long to download or to open up. I just wanna, I think my network is pretty slow. It's found under the announcement. Go to my UNISA page. Just hold on a little while, please, a little longer, a minute or two. The My Modules. Yolanda, can you see it says My Modules, UNISA?
Yes, it's still visible, sir.
Yeah, but the word announcements is not appearing on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I see it says not there. It looks like it's still refreshing.
Ah, there we go. Yolanda, can you see the word announcement?
Yes, now it's just come up.
Right. You click on the word announcement and you go and look for the previous announcements. Let's say, there we go. There's the link out here. If you click on that announcement, and below that, I have my video. There's my video out here, right? Passing arrays as parameters. And there's the other one that I had. All right. So when you click on that, it'll take you to the YouTube link. All right. Ah, there we go. There's Henrik and Brittany. All right. Hey, Yolanda, you were there as well.
I'm always yes, sir. I think I've only missed one of your sessions.
I beg your pardon, Yolanda?
Now I've been attending all the classes. There's only one that I missed.
Oh, okay, great. So thank you for that, Yolanda. Who asked the question, where do you find my links? I showed you where you find it, right? It's under the announcements, and you can click out there and you go to that. So this kind of gives it access to only my students. I don't like everybody, not I don't like, I just want it to be confined to the INP 1501 students. All right. So you can only find it through the UNISA link that goes my modules, group 1E announcements, and it'll take you through that. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Can we call it a day? It's 1:15. I've spoken for an hour already. Right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Good luck. Please study, work on your assignment. I've done the, next week we'll do 2-dimensional arrays and we'll do a little bit of the assignment. You got June and you got July. All right. So Mfondo, thank you for the thumbs up. Right. You got June and July before the assignment is due. And after that, we'll start with the exam revision. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Let me stop the
Bye.
recording. Oops, I should have stopped the recording.